All right, we're at the home of of Sharon Miller, looking at doing some siding work for her. Got some areas that aren't in too bad a condition. We have some areas that are in real bad condition. So we'll look at that. It's definitely an above average degree of difficulty due to the tile roof and some elevation. We also have these corner shingles, these wrap over shingles on the fascia to contend with because we would be doing a fascia overlay. And then we also have gutter issue to deal with as far as gutters have to come down. And then we also have, on any kind of flat run that's not pitched, we have a 1x4 drip exposed that would need to be Hardie. So we got a couple different factors going on here. I'm in the shade because it's hot, but the video doesn't show anything but tree. So here, this is much better. So here you can see these wraparound tiles on the fascia. There is no drip edge behind those, but those would have to be removed to perform our fascia overlay. These gutters would have to come down, but behind those gutters, we don't have the wraparound tile. We have a 1x4 drip, which would become Hardie. So that kind of bear with me here as we're going around. But again, it's definitely an above average degree of difficulty and also complexity, I guess. Just in terms of the varying things that are going on the exterior of the home. So Sharon does not like this Tudor style at all, so this whole board and batten look will go bye-bye, and we're going to look at some different things. She likes some New England kind of style, so we're going to look at some pictures and try to come up with some great design options for her. Maybe incorporate some shingles into the big gable up top and do something with these window boxes to kind of make those a little bit different than they are, but she wants a complete makeover basically. So that's kind of how we're going to approach this. And here you can see there's no gutter, but you can see on this run of fascia the drip edge that's exposed, the 1x4 drip. So that's what we have to contend with. We don't want to leave that cedar because then it's going to become a problem here down the road. So that would all become a Hardie drip edge 1x4. Got this little area over both garage doors that would become Hardie. We would obviously paint these garage doors to match a color more similar to the new color scheme of the house. Soffit's in good condition. There are like 4 or 5 places I notated that need to be repaired, but certainly based on what I see, it's more a roof issue. It's not a soffit issue. So the soffit, I think, going to a Hardie soffit might be a little bit overboard in this case. My recommendation here would be just to do a reconditioning of the soffit, do the repairs that are needed, and then caulk and seal everything with a good 50-year caulk, and then paint. Up top on that gable, you can see more of that wraparound tile on the fascia. That again would need to come off, do our fascia overlay, and then put the tiles back. Again, with the age of the tile, that's where the degree of difficulty comes in. You just have to be very careful when we're walking around up there. We got this little area up top here you can see. And then this side almost is basically like a half gable right there. But again, definitely Tudor style going away. We'll talk and confirm, but basically I'm assuming some overhauling here as far as some paint work on the door and 2 fixed side lights. The porch ceiling, again, is in good condition. Just needs a little TLC and some paint, and it'll be good to go. But a lot of potential. Definitely going to do a color consult and make sure it's exactly what she wants in terms of a change. She does not want to go back with simply duplicating what's there now. Definitely looking for a major overhaul and definitely facelift as far as design goes. Over here, this is the part that I mentioned that's not so good. So this whole wall basically would be be a recommended tear off. We talked about potentials behind the wall. It's been this way for approximately, the rod has been here for probably about 3 years. The plywood patches have been up for about 1.5 years. So we know we've gotten some good rain in that time. Just being realistic and setting clear expectations, there's probably some degree of rot behind the wall. This siding has been puttied and filled in, and you can tell it's definitely not been holding its integrity, and there's probably some degree of rot in the framing behind the wall. Gable vents up top here, the windows, those would all be wrapped in Hardie plank, flashed, sealed, so we'd have a good weather barrier. These are our first two areas of rot right here. We have this corner that's completely rotten out, and we have this fascia run right here about 3.5 feet up, that's rotten, that would need to be fixed as well before we do our fascia overlay. Coming around to the back, this little capping above the windows would become Hardie plank, just like the rest. We're going to talk about some options as far as doing a full tear off. Obviously this side there's no debate, that has to be torn off. There's some other areas where we could do a more conservative tear off. So depending on what's chosen there, we'd either do a conservative tear off and use the underlayment that's present, or we would do a full tear off, resheathe the walls with the 7/16 inch OSB, do all of our Tyvek, our seam tape, our flashing, and then on top of that would be our Hardie system. Here we can see the back, just pretty straightforward. It's about a 9-foot wall. We got 3 big windows up there that would need to be wrapped. And then we're also going to look at some sort of solution to create more of a separation here. She's not a big fan of the way the siding just kind of dies into the brick. So we're going to look at that and see if we can create, through maybe some banding or something, some way to separate that from the brick below and the siding above. But again, all these little areas above the windows would all become Hardie plank. And then coming over here to the right side of the house, here we have, this big wall here. We have a couple windows. We have a rear entry door here, probably a garage or utility room entry door that would be painted. And then, of course, again here, more shingles on the fascia. We have more drip edge, 1x4 right there, and right down here and up top here, that would have to be replaced with Hardie 1x4. And then of course the interior corner trim butting up to the chimney, that would be a Hardie 1x2. But gutters again would have to come down. We have 2 areas of soffit repair, one right here and one right there, that would need to, it looks like just tacked back up. It just looks like the soffit has fallen down. It's not a